So I was up all night. There was pills. There was a little bit of powder.
Was it ledge?
Was
that bad?
Oh, it was bad, dog. It was bad. I mean, I'm talking about like it was.
Now you understand the crack in the eye.
Yeah, I get you in the morning.
Bird playing in the background. You about to jump off the ledge.
Are we live? No, forgot everything that we just said. Breeze Nation, what's good? It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love to another edition of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. Ladies and gentlemen, we got the squad in the building. As always, super producer Joel Hope, Mr. Media himself, Jordan JC, Superman C-Dub in the back. That's a tough name right now. Mr. Drew Better, you knew better, you do better. Say,
oh, yeah.
Nobody, bro. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love to another edition. We got a lot to get into on today's episode because, my God, it still hurts.
It still stings.
Why hurts.
It so bad.
It still hurts so much. I can't believe the Chicago Bears found a way to lose this game, but they do. And listen, watching the tape back, there are failures all over the field for this team.
No.
What?
Pat, they had it.
They had it. There are failures all over the field for this team. And I think that they're pretty prevalent. We got to, of course, react to this game. I want to talk about where your confidence is at right now in Caleb Williams, where your confidence is at in Matt Eberflus, and, of course, best and worst of the weekend. All that more in today's episode of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Boys. Anybody else okay yet? Is anybody okay?
I'm not all right. This is going to last for a minute.
This one hurts. This is probably the worst Bears loss I personally have experienced.
I'll say
Super Bowl. Yeah, I was gonna say you keep saying that. Like I feel like there's so many worse Bears losses.
The Super Bowl is. I'll say the one behind it for me is when Aaron Rodgers threw it to Randall Cobb and Chris Conte was behind him. When we had had a chance to X him out of the playoffs.
Yeah, you had it.
Yep, you had that. So.
Being a Bears fan is not for the weekend.
It's not a bad loss. I mean, the Khalil Mack
double doink. Mack against the Packers.
Yeah. He comes back.
Every loss Matt Eberflus has had.
Every.
Because he can never just lose.
The historic loss.
He can never just lose. He's got to lose in like the worst fashion of all time.
That's why we're going.
So we were up 37 with a minute to go in the game, and we gave up 6 touchdowns. Like
that's why we go to the Commanders game and we're like, you think darkness is your ally? I was blinded by it.
Shout out to Breeze Nation at Crimson's number 1.
What up, Jack?
For Crimson. Jeez. Chef Mac, what's going on, everybody out there? How y'all feeling?
Jimmy Hoffa. You know, he's probably talking crazy.
Yeah, he's talking wild right now. He got a kicker that off of Malik Willis Drive.
Oh, boy.
Hey, talk about the Jaguars being a piece of
garbage.
Hey man, let's get into this game. Let's talk about what we saw in this game. I mean, because we do a sports show, Joe.
Yeah,
because we do a sports show.
It'll be over in a week.
That this was our life. By the way, over 100.
Pumping, stronger pump.
I
got nothing to put on the chat anymore. Yeah. You can believe in me from now on with the pumps.
Yeah, say believe in me.
I said me, but that actually is believe in me. Always believe in me. Even if you don't believe in the Bears, believe in steak.
Steak will never let you down.
Steak will never let you down. A medium steak will never let you goddamn down. You can always rely on it. 10
Come on.
times out of 10.
Come on, Zach
There's
Edey.
no Hail Marys in state.
Come on.
Zach Edey.
There's no Hail Marys in state.
Hey,
Mayonnaise.
hey, that's Zach Edey. That's Zach Edey. Zach Edey.
Oh,
Not
boy.
coming.
Yeah. I was about to say.
Come on.
Pat's looking forward to a nice
Zach,
meal. I'm
hey,
just
Zach
saying.
Edey, Zach
No.
Edey, 3 games in, he'd have fouled out a 2-0.
Get ready, Joe.
Oh,
Why are you excited? I'm just saying. Hey, I'm just saying. I might show up.
he tried to,
Go watch that.
he just sneaks in whenever there's a steak around.
He's lurking in the back windows like,
You enjoy that, Pat? Oh, boy.
can I get a morsel?
Yeah, yes, please.
Oh man. Listen, this is a day that it was. I'm telling you, if you walked around Chicago today, you could feel the fury in this city. This is a loss that rivaled Packers losses.
Yes. Oh, good one. Yes.
This is a
Absolutely.
loss that in how it felt in the city rivaled Packers losses. I mean, you lose it on a game-winning throw that Tyreek Stevenson is over there, as you can see behind me, taunting the crowd on the right side.
Is that a new sound?
And
Yeah.
runs in.
I actually farted.
I fully believe that he was trying to have and I understand what he said today at the podium, and I think he was trying to have a Steph Curry shoot the 3, look at the crowd moment.
You ain't Steph Curry, bro. You don't have the resume. You know how Steph Curry takes the shot and Curry was like, no. Yeah, okay. All right, yeah, you're Steph Curry. You can't do that.
I'm telling you,
You can't do that.
I've watched this play so many times, and when you see him take off, you find out, of course, from Flus and from him today that his responsibility was Noah Brown, who catches the touchdown. It looked absolutely like he was running in to try and make a game-sealing interception and finish the game.
Well, I mean, again, you can't just oh, look at that. I guess you could say that's kind of comparable to what Tariq Stevenson was.
That was
in this assignment. I don't know. Like, I'm trying to compare it.
Hold on, I got it. Let's run it back. Now it's time for the Who Screwed You Over the Most game. We need you on this one. What did they win?
Well, Bob, I tell you what they won today. They won themselves a one-day depression of Bears losses. And lost last place in the NFC and North. Now they have no shot of making the playoffs.
Well, they got a shot. It's still early.
It's a long shot.
We'll have
It's a
that
long
conversation
shot.
as well, because listen, I mean, this loss to the Commanders was one that hurt on multiple fronts. It does feel like playoffs is going to be very difficult, because now you have to have a conversation of going 4-2 in a division that I don't think that the best team in the division is going to go 4-2 in.
At the least.
You know what I mean? I watched Detroit yesterday. I don't think that Detroit is going 4-2 in this
They
division.
may not lose again to win it.
I mean, they're balling out right now, right? But I think the division is that tough. I don't think that Detroit is going to go 4-2 in this division. So I'm supposed to believe that they are. I'm supposed to believe that Tyreek, you pointing at me, Tyreek, I'm pointing at you. I'm supposed to believe that he is. You know what I mean? Like that's a tough sell, and this is a loss or a win that you needed on so many multiple fronts. And at every turn where it felt like the Bears were going to do the logical thing, they went back to not. We literally were cheering. We were losing our minds that they were putting Doug Kramer and Roschon out at the 1. We were like, oh my God, this is it. They got it right. They figured it out. Here we go. No, hand the football off to Doug Kramer. Who came up with that? And I know there's some people out there that are like, well, actually, Doug Kramer didn't fumble the snap. Caleb Williams never had anything. You shouldn't be handing footballs off to backup centers.
Yeah.
They
got cute. Now, if it works, it works. But when the game is on the line like that,
would you call that?
No, I would have. I was yelling.
No,
Roschon.
I will say this, Joe. That's not an if it works, it works. That is a if it works. Ooh, we don't need to do that again.
It's cute. But
no, it's not cute. It's not cute. Because here's the thing. I hate that every Bears coach feels he needs to do this. Because do you know when Mike Ditka would put the fridge out there? He did it in week 6 of 1985. By the way, they're eviscerating every team that walks into the building. And he was doing it to get back at the 49ers for doing it the week before. They were up 21-10. The year before, I should say. They were up 21-10 at that point. You know what else he did it? In the Super Bowl, when they were destroying the Patriots' souls, and he was like, we got him face down on the ground. Now what do we do?
Put an offensive lineman out there and run it in. Get cute.
Like, why are we getting cute in these moments? It's the worst thing. Yet again, I love that this popped up on the screen. I don't even know if Joel intended for this to pop up.
I did.
But, dog, when you talk about this game, every bit of thing that I said that we have concerns with, except maybe poor run defense. You did a solid job at stifling Brian Robinson Jr. as he got into the red zone and everything like that. But your offensive line continuity was an absolute joke.
Yep.
Guess what, guys? Injuries. I know that it was fun while those 3 weeks lasted. Yeah, the power of friendship don't help you block offense or defensive linemen. The power of friendship. Like, this ain't an anime. This ain't an anime where this ain't Dragon Ball Z. Where just because we believe we get stronger. Yeah. It's not. It's just Doug Kramer in the corner just going, and all of a sudden he's a power up and he's a starting center. You don't have that ability here.
No, you don't.
And I keep saying this. You did not lose this game just on that Hail Mary alone.
No, not at all.
Quarters 1 through 3 offensively were an absolute joke. And I'm sorry, Matt Eberflus coming out today and defending some of the stuff that we saw, saying we believe in that, that's our process.
No,
if that's your process, I guarantee you will not be here by the end of the season.
Out of here.
It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I mean, obvious game where you stole the game and then you gave it back, and clearly there was a possession 2 times where you should have stepped in as the head coach. That's a dumb play call to have an offensive lineman who's not used to running the ball, run it in. And then when you notice that Tyreek Stevenson is off on the sideline doing something stupid, you got 3 timeouts. You don't think to at least use one of those to maybe reset, maybe, so to speak, freeze the kicker in a sense where you get them to kind of rethink what they're trying to do? Maybe get some different personnel in there. This, to me, is an inflammatory statement that he made earlier, saying basically doubling down, tripling down on everything that happened. And it's like as if Shane Waldron has complete autonomy to make whatever call he wants to make, and you're the head coach. So then what's the point of view?
Suck.
What's the point of view?
I love that.
Shout out to having an audio guy.
Head coach.
I love that.
If you can't step in and make the head coach decisions.
Yeah.
And to me, I got a problem with that. It's time to reevaluate whether or not he's worth being our head coach.
I have a problem with Matt Eberflus, especially now, because you're blaming the players because on the execution when you not once blamed yourself for the preparation, for getting these guys ready with the week off.
That was my point.
Making sure, and I'll let you do your thing, Joe. My thing is, it's starting. Matt Eberflus is starting to show the areas that he's inept in. If you're agreeing with your OC and saying that, I don't think that was a bad play call because it was part of our 1 yard package. That is the thing that you don't go to in your 1 yard package when you're down. As an head coach, you need to make sure you have self-awareness of what's going on in the game. Your self-awareness was not there. You call that in a time where the simple plays actually have worked for you the past 3 weeks in getting the running back, which, by the way, was working. The only part of the game that was working the entire game was your run game. And you went away from it in the most pivotal moments, and I mentioned this to you before, Pat. This is the reason why we gave up Kari Blossom game, because we thought we needed all those offensive linemen in those run schemes, those run packages to block. Not because Doug Kramer was supposed to get the ball. That's why we let go of Kari Blossom game. I would have loved for Kari to be in that position in front of Ross. We going to do that?
Saying is like, we're going to find that person.
He's finding sounds I didn't even know.
He's digging deep.
Hey, man.
I think my issue is that you had 2 weeks basically to get ready for this team. You look just like you did last year in week 1. Like this team had no preparation. We asked for no slow starts. We got the exact same type of game plan. It was like you couldn't do nothing in week, quarter 1, first quarter, second quarter, most of the third quarter. Then all of a sudden at the end of the third, starting in the fourth, you act like you had some life. I do think that this game was solely based on the performance of the coaching. Then came Shane Waldron with some of the terrible play calling. And then with Caleb also just not – the man threw 41%.
I think what's funny is
like he was throwing terrible throws. Like it was like, what the heck is going on?
Very
like,
inaccurate.
You guys are regressing. And then I don't know what it is by the fourth quarter where all of a sudden it's like, okay, do you. Like, is this a situation of him exposing how inept the coaching is? Like, what makes it's not that it's all of us. Like, they fooled the entire world because the NFL, they flexed this game, or CBS flexed this game. They believed that we're seeing positive upward trend of this offense coming together. So then to come out there and when the lights are bright again, you look just like you did against the Texans. Like this looked just like
that's exactly what I said.
When all the pressure's on, you guys shrunk. Yep. Like you didn't put the quarterback in position to win. And I get it. He's still a rookie quarterback. But I keep saying, what are the keys to protecting a rookie quarterback? Strong running game and a defense. We have a defense. This defense is amazing. They kept this dude.
They kept the number 1 red zone offense
points on field goals. Yeah. And you couldn't convert. Our standard Bears offense looked like a standard Bears offense. You might get a completion. Then it's what is it?
Horizontal pass.
No. Then you get offsides, or no. First you get a false start. Then you get when your alignment's not right, you got a illegal formation. And like that was our offense. And it's like you can't even sustain a rhythm.
But I see this is the tough part about all of it, right? Is you leave this game and we're looking for somebody in the game to blame. I don't blame Flus for being Flus. I know who Flus is. Flus been the same Flus last season. We are 2 losses into this season already. We should have had, right? So that means by the end of the season, we probably win 9 games and we're going to be sitting here talking about we should have won 11 and been in the playoffs. So last season.
Yeah.
Because we won 7 games, we should have won 10 and been in the playoffs. He lost 3 of them with a 90% chance to win.
Yep.
This is his 4th game with a 90% chance to win. Flus is who Flus is. I'm not surprised by that. That's why we had the conversation we had in the offseason. I think he's a good defensive mind. I think his defense played lights out.
I wanted Jim Harbaugh.
Jim Harbaugh wouldn't have gave it to Doug Kramer on the one. I'll tell you that much.
I wanted Jim Harbaugh.
But right, I'm not surprised by Flus. I can't even keep getting upset at Flus.
Because he is who he is.
Flus is who he is. Yeah. And he's gotten better this season than he was last season.
You've seen the patterns.
Well, it's Shane Waldron. But his name, Shane Waldron. Few plays on the goal line. Why do you think Seattle didn't want him as a head coach?
He's been doing that.
Shane Waldron is who Shane Waldron is. I am mad about one person. I said it week 2 when my quarterback was 10 sacks into the season. This season falls at the feet of Ryan Poles.
It does.
This season falls at the feet of Ryan Poles.
Made sense.
You have 5 offensive linemen, 4 of which who can't figure out what they're doing on the field. You brought in Karan Amagadi.
Oh my goodness!
I'm gonna say this after watching the tape. It's not as bad.
You didn't look that bad to me.
No, it's still bad. No, it's bad. When I say not as bad, I thought he was completely horrible. I thought he was completely horrible.
Real quick, before we get into that, we had 200 in the chat.
Over 200 in the chat.
You were saying, Pat?
But listen, you thought that you could run back what you did last season with a different quarterback and you were going to have a different result. I pray to God, all you people who said you don't need to go get offensive line help, you just need the quarterback. I pray to God, all you people finally realize what actually happened. Because yes, did Caleb Williams go down the field and drive you down and put you in a position to win this game? Yes, he did. You know what that means? I do think Caleb Williams is a better quarterback than Justin Fields. But you know what he looked like for 3.5 quarters?
Justin Fields.
Just look like Justin Fields.
Yeah.
4 completions through 3 quarters of football for 36 yards.
36. Oh my God.
I thought he had 17.
And then you wanted
17 passes.
Well, he had 17 total yards because he had a play where he's trying to make magic happen to scramble out of the play, and all of a sudden, and I can't be mad at him for trying to scramble out of play. Everybody's like, well, I don't want to see him do that. You got to know that you took yourself out of field goal range there, which I do think is a knowledge that would be nice. But also, I didn't mind it when he was juking people out of their Nikes to get a game. So you can't be happy about it in one scenario and upset about it in another. I have a young quarterback who is trying to fight for his life out there versus a defensive line that is not very good yet again.
Yeah.
I'm complaining about head coaching issues and blown play calls that are putting him in a bad position. I'm complaining about an offensive coordinator who won't keep it simple and do the right thing on the goal line.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not complaining about different things 12 weeks removed from Justin Fields being here. And I'm supposed to sit here and say, no, we need a new head coach. Nope. You know what we need? We need a different offensive coordinator. And dare I say, I dare y'all to go back and look at what happened in the first 3 quarters of that game. There were people wide open all over the field. Caleb Williams owns a little bit of this as well. He was overthrowing the world.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
He was horrible out there.
Yeah.
There were people open when first off, you go to that double coverage, and I know some people, my guy Shay, we were on the Chicago Bears podcast today. Shay said that, the throw to Rome is fine. Maybe throw him a better football.
Nah.
I don't like throwing into double coverage when I got DJ Moore wide open, standing down here for an easy first down. You know what happens on the other side of that? Illegal formation. You know what happens after that? Now it's 3rd and 7. Completes a nice pass to DJ Moore. Oh, but we got a false start. Now you're taking chances. Now, all of a sudden, the scheme at the end of it, wide open Keenan Allen. He's right there. All you got to do is hit him. What the?
Yeah.
Keenan
looked old. Jeez, he looked
didn't
old.
look old.
Keenan was
old.
Keenan got your hairline, so maybe that's good.
Keenan looked
But
Keenan
was open.
Keenan was open. Yeah, no. Keenan juked people, got in front of him.
The
ball was inaccurate.
It was just, you had all this talent and you couldn't figure out, like, why was there a safety valve for Caleb? And then, like you said, it took forever.
I like this super chat. I can't look around. Our coach has got a habit of playing. Hey, check this out. That's exactly how they do it too.
That's the problem.
Hey, Flus hitting him with the. Is that yours?
Wait till you get a load of this.
I don't know. What's up yours?
Flus want to hit him with that. Hey, Flus, what you got up your sleeve?
I don't know. What's up yours?
It was nothing. Oh, it was a
nothing.
nothing.
Yeah.
No, they took forever to establish the run game, and I mean, Swift looked. He had that great run. The Joker jumped over a whole defensive.
Yeah.
Like, I love that. Like that was awesome. But it's like it was too little, too late to do something, because it was like, even in the 4th quarter, because I remember it was like they can stop these dudes when they got to the goal line and they fumbled the ball. And it's like they can stop them and come back again. They would have won the game handily if they actually just stopped. They shot themselves in the foot. We're also one of the most penalized teams. Like, we keep having all these penalties. Like, to me, like, even with Tyreek Stevenson, what he did, like, this is a coach that does not have control or doesn't have the discipline on the squad, because it's the penalties. It's all these they shoot themselves in the foot. It's all these little mishaps. It is very frustrating. I'm just glad I didn't wear my jersey. I'm glad I didn't get all dressed up, because that gets, like, irritating. You're like, you want to root for this team. And you sit there. I'm actually glad I wasn't with you guys, because I was sitting there would have just been pissed. Like, I'm sitting here.
You should have saw the freeze frames. Pat had it on Twitter.
It showed me. Your face is like,
I didn't realize I was that out of it.
I've gotten so many different screenshots of you. I'm like, how did y'all get
a lot
so
of people been making fun of me lately.
There's so many different screenshots. I got one dude that literally just, anytime a Bears stat comes out, he just tweets me a picture of Jordan. He was like, this was my reaction to this stat.
Hey, man. I'm glad I can make you all laugh because I sure was not.
Shout out Bearlissimo with the super chat. Bears under Flus 14-27 record, 11-10 at home, 3-17 everywhere else. The away wins: Vikes, Dobbs game, Patriots, Fields, and Commanders last year.
God dang it! You don't even realize it's that bad.
Yeah,
he can't win. So he can't handle the pressure when he's away.
But again, I know who
lights is on.
Flus is. I know who Flus is. A different coach don't change this.
But to your point, I don't like the accountability or the level of accountability. We you know, you back the lack of but the level too. But because here's what I'm saying. Flus got up there and said, "Oh well, we appreciate that Tyreek Stevenson got in front of the players and apologized.
Yeah.
You know, that shows a real character." And you know, Tyreek said, "You know, I'm gonna be better going forward. I'm gonna take some notes." And then he also says, "I only care about the people that are in the locker room. So screw the fans because the ones that pretty much watched you do what you do and filmed you do what you do." He said, they don't matter, but I'm gonna just make sure I make everybody in here happy. So again, I don't really buy into that apology. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't buy it because I've seen his track record of his behavior, of his acting immature on the field when he's even getting torched, poking fun at the other players, getting flags. You're hurting your team, and then your coach goes out and says, "You know what? He did enough. Let's give him a slap on the wrist. Now let's move forward."
Well, this other thing too, like Eberflus, like what's the name? Was it Laurent? Whatever his name is. What was the receiver? They would that's Tyreek was jawing with
Terry McLaurin.
McLaurin. I couldn't think. I'm hungry and all that good stuff. Anyway, he didn't catch the ball. It hit the ground.
He didn't,
and they could have called a challenge. Like you're missing key moments, and he's not on top of his stuff, man. It was just frustrating to watch the ineptitude of on the other side. You got a coach who was the coach of the Legion of Boom, who took his team to a Super Bowl, even though he lost to Tom Brady. And then you got this coordinator with Kingsbury where the way even though Jayden Daniels did not even throw any touchdowns, it was like they were exposing the holes in this defense with the tight end. I mean, and he launched that beautiful, that ball where he threw it was like a 40-yard pass to hit, boy.
To McLaurin? That's 61-yard pass.
Yeah, the Tyreek Stevenson.
And it's
that's his weakness, by the way.
What?
Keeping up with the long ball. Tyreek.
His weakness is knowing when. He fast enough to do it because he did it on the next time they took.
He kept up with them. I'll agree with that. He kept up.
It's about knowing when to do that. Man, he want to punch you in the chest off the line so bad. Yeah, he get ran past.
I like Stevenson. I mean, I want guys that's some.
We're not
he's
cutting
a little
him.
bit smarter. Yeah. You know, you got to be a little more cerebral. But the thing is that you got to lock these guys in. The coach. The team is a reflection of the coach too. You know, to a degree.
Yeah, but I'm not. Again,
this is what
this team is a reflection of who put it together.
Well, that is true.
The team is
I will start looking up. You got to go up top.
I'm sorry.
We have to live with
it. It's not even Flus.
He retained the coach.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. I'm gonna tell you this right now. We win this game if you protect Caleb.
Yeah. He gets more time. Yeah, absolutely. He's more comfortable.
That's the bottom line.
Absolutely.
Well, the bottom line.
The bottom line,
Pat, is that we got 400 in the chat.
Shout out to the listeners over on YouTube, 271 over there. Hit that like button if you haven't done so.
Nice.
141 over on Twitter. Hit that retweet button.
Appreciate y'all.
And share this mug up. Yeah, I can't keep sitting here. I'm done with the blaming the coaches. I'm done with, because you know what I see all day? I see wide receivers open. I see Caleb Williams see wide receivers open. I see Caleb Williams hesitate to throw to those wide receivers because he's waiting for a hit.
Yeah, I think
he's been hit so much in 8 weeks of football.
He's tough, though. He's tough.
Good job. I don't want
I'm
tough
not
and
looking
dead.
for his toughness.
I would like him to be not tough and protected.
You know what I'm dead?
Like it's you know, like I'm done with the I'm just done with the conversation of, if this coach didn't do it, your head coach's defense held him to 12 points. Your offense couldn't move the football. Why couldn't your offense move the football? Your quarterback was overthrowing people because he's got happy feet. Why does your quarterback have happy feet? Your quarterback's not protected. Guess what? Sounds like Justin Fields. Sounds like Mitch Trubisky. Sounds like Jay Cutler. Sounds like Rex Grossman. Sounds like every quarterback that we have had in the last 20 years of football.
Wait a minute.
And I'm done sitting here having that conversation.
That was one.
Dog, it's just when are we going? Like it's not different.
No, you're
This
right.
is not
If,
different.
and if you don't have the line, that's what, again, he sacrificed the line to get the quarterback. Right? He got his quarterback. He's
I
gonna
don't
have to
think
go through
I
it.
don't think you sacrificed the line to
You
get the
think
quarterback.
that- so
I think
you
you
think he came in-
sacrificed the line to get Rome Odunze.
Yeah.
But even then, you didn't have to sacrifice the line. You have a 2nd-round pick. You have a 4th-round pick. You have a 5th-round pick. You know what you drafted with those? You drafted Austin Booker. You drafted Torrey Taylor, and you haven't used the 2nd-round pick yet. Package all of that and go find somebody that can block.
You also know who's
Next
one
year.
of the better centers in the
Coming
league?
next year.
Connor Williams. By grade, Connor Williams is one of the better centers in the league.
Oh, big shot. Connor Williams
just
is
moved-
talented.
Yeah. We could have had him after everything was said and done.
Like,
too.
and that's my problem. You did all of that. Shout out to Jason Clagg with the super chat. He said, I just listened to Flus say that Edwards' job was to watch the back who was in pass pro. Are you kidding me, Pat? It's Flus too. I'm not saying that Flus
we're
isn't a
pointing fingers.
problem.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is the crux of this problem is the fact that you lost the game because once again, your quarterback is under duress.
Mhm.
You shouldn't have been here. He had 36 yards in the 3rd quarter. You shouldn't have been here.
Mm-hmm.
This kid is fighting for, and you know what the worst part about it is? In the 4th quarter, he's still able to come back and lead you on a drive. He still puts you in position to win.
Two
I
of
think
them.
he's actually the one that's talented in this whole thing.
Absolutely.
I think that he is the quarterback that we've been waiting for.
Absolutely.
And you know what you're going to do? You're going to kill him.
Before it's
I don't know if
realized.
I can.
It's his rookie year.
Yeah, I'm with you, man.
That's how you kill confidence.
No,
I don't even think you're killing his confidence.
No, he's got it. It's just that in general,
He's used to this. The same thing he was doing to USC.
Listen,
He's used to this.
Joe Burrow's
You know,
confident.
running around.
You know, in a Joe Burrow situation,
No,
if
look,
Joe
Joe-
gets hurt.
Joe Burrow's
Yeah.
confident. Joe Burrow think he's the best quarterback in the NFL.
So cool. Yeah.
And guess what? He's dead.
He's getting killed.
He's getting dead.
He's getting He's
Like
getting killed.
I get sick of having this conversation. Now we got to fire the coach. Now we got to fire the offensive coordinator, even though there's wide receivers streaking naked across the field. Now we got to fire the offensive line coach. Now we got to bring in a new coach. Now go get Ben Johnson. Now go get who just got fired? Robert Saleh is your DC.
Saleh.
Go figure it out. Now you restart it. Now we're good. You know why Ben Johnson's plays work? Because he can tell I'm in Ross St. Brown, run down the field. He's got time. He's having a cup of coffee in the backfield. You know why they're working? Because Jahmyr Gibbs goes, all right, I got to run this ball. I got to make sure I don't get. Oh.
I got a line.
Oh,
There's a lane.
Just walking real quick. Oh, he's catching up. Let me get him out of here.
One ticket to paradise.
You know why David Montgomery looks amazing out there? Because he can let me just step through. Oh, what I got to do? Punch you in the face? You know what I mean? Let's keep it going. I'm good.
No,
it's not a surprise that Ben Johnson can call an amazing offense. You know where Ben Johnson probably can't call an amazing offense? In Chicago with the offensive lineman that you have here.
Dang.
You better get it right.
It could be that expectations were slightly higher than they should have been. Like
No, this is what I expect from this offensive line.
I think that Poles is still.
You mean from the line or the team?
The line? Like he knows that this line isn't what it's supposed to be.
I'm sure he knows it.
I think, but I also
His
think
hands
they
are tied right now.
overcompensated that. They think that Caleb was further along.
No, I think that they thought that Caleb was enough, was going to be enough to be special in spite of the line.
Well,
because
he moved the
again,
ball out
he
quicker.
saw this at USC.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have the greatest protection. He didn't have an Ohio State program that he was going to. He didn't go to Alabama. He didn't go to some of the programs that have great lines. He went to USC where he was running for his life and he won the Heisman, which is why Ryan Poster said, wow, he won the Heisman with no protection. Let's bring him here. He'll win an MVP with no protection.
I don't think it's that.
No.
I just think that they wanted a quarterback. So instead of you trying to maybe get a Hall, get more linemen, like how the Lions
Well, again,
did,
you
like
had the chance to do that with the 9th pick.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you. Trust me, you know how I felt.
You're not going nowhere else other than quarterback in that
how
number
I
1 pick.
felt.
You're not going nowhere else.
But I think the other, but I
You
still
either
didn't
kept
like
Justin or you were picking
I
Caleb.
still didn't like the play calling though, man. Like it's too many stinking receiver screens. My receivers are supposed to run down the field and run that way. You got them getting beat up, going in between the freaking tackles all the time. That I don't.
Joe, they ain't got time to run that way. So I got to throw it to them when they're right here.
And I don't like the fact that you don't have any safety valves. Like, why wasn't like you're using Swift as a dump off, as a check valve?
Well, they tried to a few times, but remember in the beginning, Caleb fumbled the ball out of his hands, and the guys were already ready to block it and defend it.
Yep.
But he had nowhere to throw.
On another,
you won't try that one again, but let's try 5 more of these other bad plays.
Well, I mean, you also do have to put it on Caleb. Caleb was bad in this game.
He was bad.
Right, he was bad. And I mean, listen, that screen to Keenan Allen that he just sailed over his head.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
That's a 20-yard gain.
Yeah,
There's no one in front of him.
no one.
He's got nothing but a convoy ahead of him. And he's like, what the?
Yeah.
What's going on there?
The theme of the day was receivers just going, what the?
I like Scroll's comment. He said, chalk up to a rusty and jittery homecoming for our rookie quarterback. We win that game 9 out of 10 times.
I wouldn't say that, but I think we're looking at a rookie being a rookie at times. We were praising him so much because from week to week he was improving, right? And so we expected just him to continue to climb the ladder and just keep going up and up and up. But at a certain point, rookies hit walls, and unfortunately, he hit a bad wall in a time where the lights were the brightest. We needed a must-win game. The hype was real about between these two quarterbacks winning, being the last 2 Heisman Trophy winners, and so everything just looks bad. But I still believe, which I know a lot of Bears fans believe, I know you all believe, that we still have our quarterback.
Yeah.
It just looks bad right now.
Well, let's have that conversation. I mean, we got to talk about where the confidence level is in Caleb Williams right now. Confidence was flying off the charts as we were coming into this game. And I probably was the only person going, this offensive line ain't going to be able to do the 2 seconds you think it's going to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? As the competition gets tougher, you got bad players over there.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing was that they had a deficiency. The Commanders had a deficiency where they were missing a guy or two on that line. And that the thought was that, I mean, I never said, oh, he's 400, 500 yards, but it was like, let's just keep.
You thought you'd still be able to pass on the 25th ranked pass defense.
Yeah, like at least a 250.
Then you made them look like world beaters.
Right.
Yeah,
That's all. Like, just continue in there and take what the defense gives you and like have a nice, have a balanced game. But it was so putrid of what they ended up doing.
Yeah, listen, I mean, I'll say this though. As far as confidence level, as far as where I think I'm at with Caleb Williams,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't leave this game feeling like you don't have your quarterback. I feel like he had a horrible game.
Yeah.
But I also think a rookie quarterback on the road, when the opposing crowd is in it, leading you down the field on 3 scoring drives, one really more Swift than anything, but at least on 2 scoring drives, one where your coach took it out of your quarterback's hands and handed the football off to a backup center who a fumble happened, big shock there, and one where you ran the football in. I also think that Caleb Williams felt the story in this game.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Caleb Williams would, because when you find out that, man, first off, when we get the Flus, my God, how about take a bullet for your quarterback once in a while? How about take a bullet for your team at any point? But one where you find out from Flus this morning on Cap and Jay Hood, and side note, shout out, where's the applause button on this one?
I don't think I have one.
You don't have applause?
You got the clap?
I thought
there
did.
was a clap.
I don't know.
Not that clap.
But hey, yo, watch yourself now.
I didn't say that.
But how about this one? Yeah, that's how I felt about David Kaplan going to Flus this morning. I thought he did an excellent job. I thought he would not let him off with a hook.
Yeah.
I thought that he made sure that he was going to let the audience know he's avoiding questions.
Mm-hmm.
He is absolutely sitting here trying to save face. And on the question he's answering, he's throwing his team under the bus. Kudos to Cap out there. But when you got a rookie quarterback that's leading you on game-winning drives and you should win the game, I'm not leaving that game with a lower confidence level. Was it a bad game? 100%. Was it a game that you probably want to forget 98% of it from Caleb Williams? 100%. But if that ball is not tipped, we do say today led you on 2 game-winning drives, one of which was moronic and ended in a dumb way, one of which ends in a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say, even if we won the game, I'm still mad.
I'm still mad about how Caleb played. He's bad.
Like like this isn't like I'm not as actually that mad about the Hail Mary. It's like we watched another struggle fest for basically 3 quarters. Like I didn't like that he still didn't have a great game. If we won the game, cool. That didn't give me any more confidence that when we go up against some of the top competition, because I've been saying this whole time, I don't care about these games. I care about week 11. These are supposed to be confidence builders that get you to when the real competition comes. This is a good team, not a great team, a good team. Mm-hmm. And you faltered in front of a good team. So what happens when we go up against some of the better teams where the Packers game is a mental game? The Lions they're for real. Yeah. And in the Vikings, I think they might, there might be some tape on them, and I think they're going to take a hit. But we're supposed to get this team is supposed to get ready to possibly contend for our division. I'm not saying the conference. I'm not saying Super Bowl, just the division. And they screwed the pooch.
Such a white standard, bro.
Screwed the pooch, man. They wet the bed.
I never get that one, bro. I mean, I remember hearing that for the first time.
Where'd that come from?
I think AD said that. AD said that to me one day. He was like, "Oh man," he brought like something. He had brought like I asked him for one liquor. He brought a different one. We still drank it. He's like, "Oh my bad, I screwed the pooch." I was like, "Excuse me." He's like, "Yeah, screwed the pooch. Yeah, it means I messed up." I was like, "No, I mean you had sex with a dog." I knew that you didn't. It's not mean you messed up. It means you had sex with a dog. What? You know what I mean? I don't like it. I don't like the saying. I don't understand who came up with it. That's why I said, like what person ever was like, because this sounds bad. It had to happen where somebody was like, "Oh, I messed up too. I had sex with Fido." It's like, no, that's not the same thing, bro. Like, I forgot to take the milk out. Like, my bad. Like,
yeah, I messed up.
No, I'm just saying we both have mistakes.
Good God,
that's weird. That's weird. Anyway,
no,
it's kind of gross, bro.
Trying to pivot. My confidence level hasn't waned with Caleb. Honestly, there's no difference in confidence level. I mean, you just hoped and wished that going into a game where the spotlight is big and the storyline is who's going to be the better quarterback, you just wish that it was your guy for that day. Now, of course, we know they're going to have more matchups throughout their career. We know that there's more chances for Caleb to prove that he is going to be just as good, if not better, than Jaden Daniels, or just as good of a quarterback, period, overall. But my thing is that I still saw little things that I took away from this game, and you mentioned it, and we talked about it before. The fact that you have a quarterback that is not afraid of the moment when it matters the most. In the fourth quarter, he clutched up. He drove 2 times down the field with his team and put us in a position to win. That's all I care about at the end of the day is when it mattered the most, he put us in a position to win. He actually has, I think he was 6 for 8 for 95 yards yesterday. But there was a stat that I looked up. To finish out the game. But here's the reason why I'm even more confident in his ability to kind of clutch up. There's a stat that's showing an encouraging trend with Caleb Williams. He is now 39 of 60 for 402 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception in the fourth quarter. And so even if, the rest of the game is horrible, you wish he got off to a better start, first quarter sucks for the offense, this is a quarterback that actually knows, hey, when it's time to play, it's time to play. When it's time to try to win, he's going to do his part in trying to win. And so that's where I gain confidence going forward, is that even though he'll hit his rookie walls like he did this week, I think you'll see games where he's really going to be special.
No, I can't let us do that though.
What's that?
Through the first 3 quarters, he got to be better. I can't let us Mitch Trubisky.
I would love that.
I can't. Like I remember arguing with people for freaking 4 years that because Mitch drove us down to put us in position to kick the final field goal that ends up getting doinked away, that did not mean that he was a good quarterback. I argued forever on that. People, no, it does. He's got it. He's good in the fourth quarter. And I'm not saying Caleb Williams is anywhere near Mitch Trubisky. I think his process is more consistent. Is 900% better than me.
Yeah.
But I'm also not going to sit here and say, 36 yards through the first 3.5 quarters doesn't lose you this game.
What's your criteria? Right. What's your criteria? Because a quarterback is only so much of the team. He does
as good as his team.
Good as his team. Yeah. So if he messes up, where's the rest of the 10 people on that side of the ball that's supposed to help him out when he is lacking?
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you there. I'm not saying that there's not other people you need to blame. I think in the moments where Caleb is failing, you would hope that Shane Waldron can pick him up by going, all right, he's struggling right here. How about we turn around and hand the football off 3 times? I mean, the one drive where he does not throw that football to Rome Odunze, right?
Yeah.
The first part of the drive, turn around, Swift, gain of 5. Turn around, Swift, gain of 4. Turn around, Swift, gain of 6.
Yep.
Pass, end of drive. I understand there are nuances to it, and I would like my team to pick them up, but 36 is all time. Like that's
it is.
Like
So
that's impressively bad. It's like, how'd you get 36?
Yeah, you have to try.
You had to try to suck on that one a little bit. Like, so my point is, if at all they show up at any other point in that game, we're not having this conversation.
Agreed.
If you muster any bit of offensive
prowess, something just.
I mean, ineptitude. Is it ineptitude if it's not ineptitude?
Ineptitude.
No, ineptitude is when it's bad. What's when it's good? Aptitude, ineptitude.
I would say
I would making up words.
You are apt. I guess apt would be
aptitude. Is that a word? I don't know.
Inept.
I don't know. I ain't got the Stephen A. Smith dictionary with me. But if you show any bit of talent at that moment.
So what do you do though? Are we resetting the quarterback? I mean, the coach and the system, or are we?
I think you consider that at the end of the season.
Or was that Justin Fields again?
What changes?
So you didn't right. So what are you doing?
What changes?
I do think you need to consider the coach, but I know what you're talking about. The most important thing is getting protection. Because like you said, if you bring Ben Johnson in here, the reason why Ben Johnson looks good is because he is a mastermind at offense, but he also has the best offensive line, so Jared Goff can look like an MVP this year.
That's what I'm saying.
But when
they all got to work together.
But if you do work together and you do get the offensive line,
yeah,
Eberflus's ineptitude still is there.
I think it'll be hidden more.
His lack of in-game situations when it comes to timeouts, challenging, giving his team situational, all of that is still there, even with a good line.
But is that what you're gonna change in the year? I think here's my thing though. I've seen great coaches have flaws like that, and I'm not. You still bring them up when they losing over big moments, but you don't go, he's not a great coach. Andy Reid had horrible clock management his whole career. I'm not saying Flus is Andy Reid. Calm down, everybody, take a breath.
Andy Reid
had some of the worst clock management moments we've ever seen in our lives. It's like you literally go to the Super Bowl if you don't mismanage these timeouts right now.
Yeah.
You literally possibly win the Super Bowl if you don't mismanage these timeouts right now. His time in Philly, early on in Kansas City, right? Like those were the things that stuck with him. I've seen good. Nobody ever went, Andy Reid don't know what he's doing.
Well, he was the guy that couldn't win the big one while he was in Philly, and then he was still doing. He was okay.
He was doing the same things in Kansas City,
and then he finally got a quarterback.
Yeah, but nobody went, you don't know what you're doing. They went, you have these problems, and you need to find a way to overcome them. You know what it took? A phenomenal quarterback. I believe you have the quarterback as the answer. Maybe if you kept him alive, though, just a little bit
longer, yeah.
You go out there and you find a way through 1 through 3 to where the fourth quarter isn't the only quarter that we're talking about of him having a good quarter. That's my thing with it. I can't sit here and let everybody just go, well, he led you down the field, so we feel great about that. I do. But I also hate on Trevor Lawrence, and I can't forget the 4 interceptions he threw in the first half just because he came back and scored 28.
But Caleb didn't turn the ball over.
He didn't turn the ball over.
The thing is, he's not a turnover-prone guy, which is cool. I mean, of course he has some interceptions, but he's not. There are things that I'm confident with him. He is still a rookie, and there's going to be something in him where it probably finally clicks. And technically, because he is a rookie, you're probably looking for him to really take a hold of the game, probably like week 11, week 12. Actually, that's the Packers game, which actually is funny.
They better.
The latter part of the season is when it should start to click, possibly for him.
We hope.
But the other problem is, again, if you're not protecting them, because I'm sorry, you know that these teams are smart enough to figure out, hey, we can blitz this guy. You see that they're blitzing him like crazy, and you don't have any type of counter for this.
Yeah.
Like that is where the offensive coordinator, I have a problem with him. It's like there are the line is what the line is.
Mm-hmm.
There's no magic and anything happening right now that's going to change anything. Nobody's been coming here going to change how the offensive line is going to be. So this is what you have. So stop going out there and doing what's insanity. Is what they say, keep hitting your doing the same thing, expecting the same result. That's insanity, right? Yeah. So why not? You know that these people are coming after him. So you're not scheming for him, which is a problem I have. It's either the coach to the OC, because it's like we have a rookie. Stop expecting him to always lead you down to the promised land. He's still a rookie. Protect him with a running game. You got a great defense. The defense did their job. The defense did an amazing job against this guy because this dude was running. He could run wherever he wants to. The Joker jumped out of a dang sack that he should have had.
Yeah.
He could flick the ball like he wants to, and they locked him down. But our offense couldn't just help the defense out. Not basically what
most of the game.
But
then when they finally did, that's the moment when the defense had this dum-dum
and they screwed the thing.
I don't know about that. I don't think Tyreek Stevenson. I don't think Stevenson was banging dogs out there.
He definitely was.
He definitely was. He definitely was. He definitely was.
Today is a reasonable taste day.
No, he definitely was with the dogs because Washington used to be the dog pound out there too. He used to have some hogs out there.
Oh, that was the pigs.
Sorry. Unless it's homemade.
Let's screw the pig.
I've never had a really good meatball. Like cafeteria meatballs with spaghetti, horrible.
Oh,
meatballs at a random restaurant that you would go to
you gotta go
after
to
like a gathering, horrible. But a good homemade meatball from ground beef.
You got to go to the right Italian restaurant. They got good ones.
I know you probably have the curve on meatballs. I understand, but I don't care. You throw that flag, I don't care.
Oh, the flag is for how the heck did we get there?
Yeah, that was so cool.
He said meatball Monday.
Yeah, but it just took him down. He got started. He was like, took him down a whole path. That was wild.
I'm not fond of meatball. Jesus, did you say sausage?
That was what Commander said yesterday. That man was looking like a meatball. I didn't know what was going on in the stands. He was huge.
Crazy. You got to protect this guy, and he's going to make recruits. I'm not that mad at Caleb. It's just that the entity to set this up, you don't want this guy getting killed.
Right there.
Entity. I just felt like, again, I wanted to see an opening drive score. I wanted to see us come out the gate. Like, why do you guys do this all the time in the fourth quarter?
Yeah.
Like, plays
hold on.
Do that in the first quarter.
No, listen. Keep doing it in the fourth quarter. We need it in the fourth quarter more.
I want the fourth quarter every quarter.
No, I get you. But if I got to pick a quarter, give me the fourth. I'd rather have you keep doing it. Let's just fix the other ones. Let's fix the third. Let's fix the second. And really, third haven't been bad. We've been a solid second half.
Come out the gate good.
I'm going to bring my plays. I found my Lambo plays. We'll bring them over here. We're going
to we got to get ready for the
we got to talk about
we got to actually do one. We got to set that mug up.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Hey, man,
right.
appreciate y'all tuning in, showing love. Let's keep it going. Let's talk Flus. Let's talk Flus.
Yeah, let's talk Flus.
Because I think Flus was so interesting today at the podium. By the way, if you're in here, we got 254 in the building on the YouTube side, man. Only 60 likes. Hit that like button on the channel, man. On the Twitter side, hit that retweet button, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, showing love. Let's get it over 100 likes in the chat. The confidence in Matt Eberflus, I think, coming into this week was probably the highest that it's ever been with him being the head coach of this team. You are still 4-3. You're 3-4 in your last 4 games. You are still a defense. I mean, listen, realistically speaking, your defense shut down completely the number 1 red zone offense. Mm-hmm. Like field goals, cool. Have fun with field goals all day. I'm very fine with that. And it wasn't different. I don't understand. That's the other thing, too. Where are all y'all people at that all of a sudden think that we're not a bend but don't break defense?
Not?
Like we that's the type of defense we are. We let you get all the way down, and we stop you in the red zone. You kick field goal.
Yeah, and that's been the staple for a while.
Like people are acting like today, like they got so many yards on it. Yeah, okay, like, that's what everybody's been doing. Well, you gave up 18, but
I mean,
but like I don't get all the shock that like they were able to move the football down the field. Did you think he was just gonna like destroy Jaden Daniels' soul completely? Like we said he was going to be able to move. But anyway, I digress. still 12 points. Still a lot of the things that you saw good that we've seen from Flus on the defensive side of the ball, not doing enough on the offensive side. I guess, is that more on him from Shane Waldron? But where's your confidence right now in Matt Eberflus? Are you done with him as the head coach of the Bears?
I'll say this. I'm holding out ultimate judgment based off of what's going to happen going forward in the division games. I think that's where you kind of say either yay or nay to him being the head coach going forward into the next season. You're going to have your moments where you have blunders. But again, the track record with Matt Eberflus, like you said, it's becoming obvious now that historic losses are a part of the theme with him. Three of them in the last season. No, I mean like last season.
Oh, last year alone, yeah, three.
But yeah, this one where we had 96%.
Yeah,
that chance to win.
96% chance.
And Hail Marys, yes, they're miracle throws, 50-50 balls. We've seen that plenty of times. But unfortunately, you're on the wrong side of that. And so you take another historical loss where we thought you'd win, even though you never thought you'd win in the first place. My thing is, I have a problem with his decision-making and agreeing with bad play calling. When you double down and you say that your OC played the right call and giving your team a chance to take the lead, you go with the player that isn't used to carrying the ball or being an offensive weapon. And you think that that's okay to I guess you were tricking the defense because people were used to seeing the Doug Kramer, Roshan Johnson play too much, I guess. So you tried to outsmart
that works
them.
every time.
That works
5 minutes later.
And you tried to outsmart yourself. And that's the thing that I have a problem with. Another thing that I have a problem with is the coach getting up there and not taking accountability. We've seen plenty of times where the coach says, hey, you know what? It's on me. We've seen that around the league where, hey, you know what? This game was on me. I need to make sure that I put my team in a position where they're prepared before the game. We had a week to plan this game out. We knew this was a big game. It got flexed. Everybody's got eyes on us. I should have been better. I'll make sure going forward my team is better. You didn't do any of that. You said, oh, my team has to execute better. The players got to be better. No, you got to be better or you're out the door.
Brought that around. That's a good job, man. Good job. Good stuff.
Yes.
Eberflus, look, the truth is we never wanted him when he was hired. We were never excited about him. I mean, are we lying? We wanted him gone at the end of last year.
He wasn't my first option,
No, he wasn't.
So, I didn't like any of the options that were available.
I was the options at the first time.
I wanted Jim Harbaugh when he was in Michigan.
The
year before.
Harbaugh
before that.
No, what I'm saying was when he was in Michigan, go get him and drive to Ann Arbor and get him.
Yeah,
like I always wanted
he wasn't leaving there. He was still God there and hadn't got caught cheating.
Understand. I'm just saying that my point was none of us really wanted him in the first place. But it felt better to get Waldron. It was like, okay, we're getting the guy that comes from Seattle. He's got the 14th or so ranked type of offense coming from Seattle. I mean, it was either him. We would have been happy with Kingsbury.
Kingsbury.
Yeah, you're right.
We would have been okay with Clint Kubiak's son.
Didn't we interview Dan Quinn?
I don't remember. Yeah.
Was that round?
I think we interviewed Dan Quinn.
No, I don't know if we interviewed Dan Quinn. We interviewed what's the one that won't stop blitzing in
Minnesota?
In Minnesota. Because remember he was in Miami.
Okay.
And then that's when he had the lawsuit. Flores.
Flores.
Yeah.
I would have loved Flores.
They don't like black coaches.
But my point was just that none of us. I don't think anybody here, Breeze Nation period, was like, we really want Matt Eberflus. We respect him for his defensive acumen. We appreciate that he could actually, he has a defense. But as a head coach, a lot of us have seen these deficiencies. And the issue is that I said I don't want a bum beater team. We just beat all the bums. That's great. But now when the lights is bright, you have shrunk a lot. Or that's a horrible away win percentage. 3 for 17.
But see,
no, I'm not gonna count that against him in the beginning of the season.
Even so, it's tough because it's freaking.
He's building a team. I get that.
You was rebuilding for 2 years.
The
second year, you knew that he. Well, you find out after that. What's his name? Definitely wanted Caleb.
Oh yeah.
You find out that Ryan Poles absolutely wanted Caleb. He's like, when did you start liking Caleb Williams? I think after the Heisman. That was 2 years ago.
It is what it is.
You know what I mean? So I'm.
But
so are we basing them off of just this year? Then
to finish my point though, Eberflus, in terms of confidence in him, I think we're stuck with this situation because this is the worst of it is that if you fire him or even if you fire Waldron, now you got a quarterback has to learn another offensive system.
Yep.
Unless you can somehow bring the exact type of same system in. But I don't want that because
we do have a guy that they interviewed that's right behind him as the pass game coordinator. That's what I thought the little trick was.
Well, then you got to move Waldron over as the head coach. I don't like
Brown. I forgot his name. Thomas Brown. He was interviewed as the OC, as a potential OC hire.
Wait, where's he at now?
He's with our team. He's the pass game coordinator.
Yeah, so I looked it up. Actually, January 17th, the Bears interviewed Matt Eberflus of 2022. January 22nd of 2022, they interviewed Dan Quinn.
Hey, now. Yep.
But I guess it depends on the type of defense they want to run. So
Dan Quinn also looked bad at his last stop, though.
And he did lose the Super Bowl against.
and Dan Quinn also. I mean, listen, losing the Super Bowl and being in the Super Bowl. He was in the Super Bowl.
He was a defensive coordinator for the Super Bowl. Okay, I mean, I'm roll with that. A lot more wins, a lot more losses.
He probably took this win personally.
No, I don't think so. I mean, you just interviewed for a
job.
If you invited me, if you hired Flus over me, I'll take it personally.
Absolutely. And you flew me out there, not to fly all the way back.
Hey, if I'm an NFL coach, I'm happy regardless. There's only 32 of them jobs. But we're going to be, as long as the thing is, to me, it's not, we got to, the issue is that you got to, don't put it in Eberflus's wheelhouse, so to speak. If Waldron does great, we're not having this problem. Yeah. We're not questioning Eberflus because we need him to put his foot down and say, hey, do something, give me dial some plays up, do something, because if you put it back in his hands, he's going to fumble it when it matters.
Here's another reason why I'm also losing confidence. We do not need to overlook this because it's starting to be a constant thing. The players went to Shane Waldron and told him, hey, we're saying something different from the play calling. We gotta fix this. It's now known that Kevin Byard had a conversation with his own coach and said there's some things that I think, I would have done differently on the play before the Hail Mary, where maybe you would have been more out of range of throwing it all the way down the field, where, maybe that ball came up 10 yards short of the end zone. We're talking about swatting the ball down or having a different scenario. You just allowed them to gain those 10 yards like it was nothing instead of allowing them to maybe throw for a longer pass instead of just giving them the sticks. Like, that's the smarts of a veteran safety that sees the game right there on the field, but you can't. That was my thing, is why are we giving such an easy play? Guy goes out of bounds, 2 seconds left. That sets up the throw.
Yep. I said this yesterday too, and it's interesting. We talked about Dan Quinn and Matt Eberflus. Eberflus came on, and Pat, you said earlier he was on the morning show this morning with
Captain J
Hood, that he didn't really see that play that led to the Hail Mary as a big deal. he made it seem like as if it was like, inconsequential. But Dan Quinn says, and I quote, "That's the one we needed. If we don't get that play to McLaurin, we're out of gas." So that just shows you the difference between a real head coach and somebody who might be pretending to be a head coach.
He's a pretender.
I mean, listen, it is interesting how, and maybe this is just how he runs things. I've never seen a team more vocal about their coach.
Nope.
In my life.
Nope.
In my life. Have you ever seen this many players speak out about it? By the way, an hour ago, Jalen Johnson on 670 The Score, shout out to those folks over there at 670, talking about how he felt ahead of the Hail Mary, how the Bears felt ahead of the Hail Mary. It was a rush situation when it didn't have to be. I feel like we definitely could have slowed down. I feel like we could have possibly taken the time out to get everybody situated. So once again, your coach made a bad call.
Bad situational stuff.
Hey, I have never seen players call a coach out this much.
They ended the game with 3 full timeouts.
Hey, they roll over timeouts. He said we got roll over timeouts.
I think
he need to roll over.
She was on I forgot the name of the show that comes at 4:00 on ESPN.
Around the Horn.
She has said that she had never seen nothing like this before in the locker room, where you got players that are literally questioning the coach's ability to call the right plays.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's it, we may have a mutiny on our hands if the Bears keep losing games they're supposed to win.
I mean, listen, you're like I said earlier. Like I said earlier, I would, because the season goes down the drain real fast.
Yeah. You know why I wouldn't mind it? Because maybe that leads to drastic changes. And Ryan Poles wakes up and says, you know what? I made a mistake.
Changes mean the season's over.
Yeah.
Drastic changes mean the season's over.
Do we think the season's over already with the way the division looks?
At worst,
I don't think your season's over. I think you have to climb the highest mountain.
The highest
that
of the highest.
You are climbing the Himalayas.
You are.
You have to climb the Himalayas to find your way into the playoffs.
Well, what you have is a defense that's ready now, and you're still trying to develop a quarterback. The whole point is to get a rookie quarterback where I think they thought he was a little bit better than what they thought, because the whole point is if you had kept Fields in the sense, at least he's a veteran and you brought all these pieces in. But if you're the output that Fields was giving you last year was pedestrian. And so you figure if you do get the quarterback, you got cheap money, we should be able to take that, and now the defense is ready to go.
Yeah.
But you guys are fumbling. They're fumbling it. Like, how do you keep shooting yourselves in the foot? You know, like I see Jimmy Hoffa in there talking about, you guys are praising the Bears after Waldron after the London game. Yes, because we were starting to see something happen. You're starting to put an offense together. Now do that again and again and again and again.
I praised Waldron for quarters 1 through 3. It was wide receivers open everywhere.
Yeah, it was.
But
the quarter where it started hitting, though, that was his worst quarter.
And you're beating bad teams convincingly, so that means you're getting tape. Are you seeing some things that work for your personnel?
Yeah.
So now when the lights are bright, you go against a better opponent. You should be able to do that. But now you're good against them, and you failed. And then even when you get like you said, you got cute in the freaking end zone when you didn't need to, and you could have went up. What was that? That would have put them.
That
up.
Was the drive
That
before we scored.
14.
We would have been ahead.
That would have put up
maybe 13 or 14 points.
Right. They would have won. If they scored then, they go 14. They stop them again. They probably move down the field again, and they could have scored and made it 21 to 12.
That was when they scored again.
No, what I'm saying is they got to the end zone. They fumbled.
The Kramer.
That could have been 14 points there.
Right.
They stopped them again, came back and scored. Which then made it, then went for the 2-point conversion, which made it 15 to 12. My point was they could have scored 2 touchdowns because they stopped them again.
That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying the other day is we could have had this game out of reach. With those 2 drives that Caleb actually manufactured, we could have put this game out of reach.
Yeah. It was a joke at the end of it. I'm not going to sit here and pretend like if Flus doesn't rip off 3 straight wins, we're not probably going to be back in on them, because you would then beat Green Bay.
Oh, I'll be happy.
You know what I mean? Like I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I'm fully out on Matt Eberflus no matter what. But what I am going to say is the things that you did last season are peeking there's heads through again.
There's a lens on them,
and your team legitimately could be 7-1 right there.
So
legitimate.
So based off that, you think that basically they're going to do what we did last year, where we went did we go 6-1 in the second half?
We went 7-10.
No. Remember they had a win
second
streak.
Half
The first half we were
Montez,
bad,
right?
Yeah. Then post that, it was all of a sudden they started to stuff started to click. They went.
I don't know if that's gonna happen in the second half of this season. You got a very different schedule in the second half of this season.
Oh, I get it.
Maybe Post makes a big trade.
Yeah.
I mean, a big trade for what though?
Now that they're in this,
we gonna get a starting center.
Wyatt Teller.
I mean, ain't nobody giving up.
I will take Wyatt Teller now.
Listen. Wyatt Teller came back yesterday.
That's the only person I'll take right now. I'm not taking defensive ends.
What did you give up for?
4th.
I give up a 4th.
4th and a 6th or 4th.
What's the name? Scroll says Jimmy Hoffa sells bottled water off the tin, Ryan.
Man, I got that $2 for $1.
I got 2 socks.
Hey, bro, I got the oils, bro. Got the oils.
I always say shout out Jimmy Hoffa trying to make his name in these troll streets, man. He working his way up. He working his way up. I ain't mad.
Supporting the channel.
Shout out Jimmy Hoffa, man. He trying to get on his dime burr out here.
I see it. He's the Packer. He's the Packer version.
Yeah, he's the Packer.
We need one. Who's a Vikings troll?
It's a chick.
It's somebody else.
It's a chick.
We got
a Vikings troll.
Okay.
Yeah. Is there a Bears troll in y'all chats?
Or do we care? Right.
It's a tough conversation to have. Like how you got to be good to troll.
That's true.
We lose a lot.
That's true.
Oh,
yeah.
Hey, man, let's get the best and worst of the weekend, man. Let's finish this thing. I appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. Leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. We got football starting. The Chicago Bulls are playing as well. They're playing the Memphis Grizzlies. So you getting in on that? Oh, you got to set that stupid basketball?
Yeah,
I got
play that
stupid squad.
Nobody cares.
I got a beast.
Nobody cares.
I bet you don't.
Fantasy basketball.
Hate.
Get out of here.
Get the hate out of your heart.
But no. What I was gonna say. Best and worst of the weekend. Whenever we can talk about whatever we want that happened over the weekend. I'll start it off with my worst because I don't know what was worse this weekend The Chicago Bears losing on that fluky tip, Ayo, or Dwayne Wade's statue.
Oh my God. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. It kind of looked like when I had my mouth open.
Yeah. Yeah. Dwayne Wade's statue was the worst thing that I've seen in a while.
By far.
That was tough.
That was my
pretty
worst.
bad.
That was a horrible statue.
Horrible.
He looked old.
That's
Decrepit.
That's like that. Y'all know that old Lionel Richie video where they hit his face and it was all pinched in, like it was just a bad looking.
Ugh.
Like, thanks.
No, that looked like
And that's how Dwayne Wade's reaction was to it. I love the fact that in his speech, he said, "Wow, my goodness, who's that guy?" Right?
I love
You can't fool me, Dwayne Wade. You can't fool me, Dwayne Wade. That was the best part of it.
I didn't see
He's doing the speech. He like looks
that,
up,
right?
You can see he's doing like y'all ever seen the white dude with the I gotta see if I can find it, bro. It's like the constipated smile, bro.
Oh, is the one part of a commercial?
He got the beard. He got the. It's like just this dude here.
I know the meme you talking
This
about.
dude here. Hold on. Let me see if I can.
Yeah.
I gotta drop this in here, bro, because that is exactly what Dwayne Wade looked like. That is disrespectful to Dwayne Wade's legacy. I cannot believe that the Miami Heat did that to that man, and that he had his family there. And they had this is exactly what D Wade's statue looked like, bro.
This is what his mouth for.
Exactly what Dwayne Wade's statue looked like.
No, for all you Star Wars fans, the man looked like when Han Solo got frozen. Like, what are we doing here? Like, why are you all making this man look like he got frightened to play for the Miami Heat? My goodness,
that was my worst of the weekend by far. Oh my God! What, anybody else have a worst?
I mean, if that's the number one, which I agree with you, that's number one. The number two is Eberflus. Pikachu.
No,
yeah,
he's stuck around.
I think Eberflus really showed you that he doesn't rise to the occasion when it comes to coaching. He gets easily out coached. He had many different times where he could really put a stamp.
I don't know what's up yours.
And for whatever reason it is, he decided to not put a stamp on this game. He decided to let Shane Waldron become the head coach a couple of times. And then when it really mattered, the screenshot that we got on the back of our screen right now, where Tyreek Stevenson is literally just making fun of the fans and it's out of the play. How do you not see that as your head coach? How do you not call a timeout? We covered this thoroughly.
Caleb Williams saw it.
But in the words of a former show on 670, Matt Eberflus, who you crapping?
Who you crapping?
Jesus,
man.
What you got? You got a worse, Joe?
You got a worse, Joe?
Or do I go?
Joe's never prepared for best and worst.
I can't remember. Man.
All right, what you got? What you got, JC?
My worst is part of the Bears game too. The play calling in the beginning. The first quarter still stands as probably the worst quarter. I don't know if this is going to be historic. Like, we've only scored 10 points in the first quarter for the entire season. It's going on 7 games, and we still haven't scored in the first quarter. Not a field goal, not a touchdown recently. Like, it's becoming historically bad. And to the point where we're almost averaging a point in the first quarter. Like that, I feel like you can trip into a field goal into the first quarter when you have scripted plays ready, like to get down the field at the very least to get in field goal range. And so that's my worst to me is I feel like the Bears really got to find a way to, and Shane Waldron obviously more so has to find a way to put this team in a position to start off better.
Drew, you got a worst?
Not really. It was that game.
No,
it's the game in totality.
Still on the game.
Totality.
Kind
All different parts of the game.
Hey,
Yeah.
I
would say so.
He always finds
here we
one.
go.
This is when it gets dangerous.
Here we go.
Whenever he finds the random one, it's just like, a brain trauma to
It's crazy.
just end of the world. I saw half the planet destroyed this weekend.
Oh, I do have a worse.
Oh boy.
DJ Clark Kent passed away.
That's a good worst. That's tough. Yeah, that's a good worst.
DJ Clark Kent. I remembered. I was
I
like,
saw that. Yeah.
Man, because that all time one of the best DJs, one of the best producers from New York. I mean, he He had produced Brooklyn's Finest.
Yep.
He did some stuff with
Yep.
Junior Mafia. He was like 58.
Yeah.
I actually got a chance to meet him. You know, he's actually legit tall. He's like 6'3". He's a tall cat.
Y'all only rappers be short.
Yeah, I met him. He
Except
was
2 Chainz. He just
isn't he
and
6'4"?
Snoop. 2 Chainz and Snoop are both like
Yeah,
6'4".
they're like
6'4".
yeah.
Yeah, they match.
No, that was my worst. Is that Clark Kent had passed away.
Yeah, that is tough. That was tough.
I was like something. You know, it is what it is. My best technically was Quran. I didn't think it would look that bad. I was encouraged.
If that's your best, you had a bad weekend.
My God, no.
What you
No,
got,
I mean,
JC?
you trying to force that third.
What you got, JC? What you got? We gonna move past that. My best was Quran. All right, what you got?
That's all I got.
My best was actually the fourth quarter performance by Caleb. You hold out hope on hoping that, you know, going forward he can build off that. Obviously, we mentioned that he needs to be better in all quarters. You want to see a whole game, but I think that the man is clutch when he needs to be. That's one thing we haven't seen from our quarterbacks, you know, consistently throughout the Bears' tenure. So, you know, build off of that. Yeah, I think we have a quarterback that knows how to win when it matters the most, or at least puts himself in a position to win.
Yeah. I think my best of the weekend was. Hold on, did I just see something that may have changed my bet? Oh, never mind. Ooh, there's a new worst. Steelers quarterback Justin Fields officially inactive tonight and will be considered Pittsburgh's number 3 emergency
third.
QB.
I saw that earlier. How you feel about that?
That's called a 6th-round pick right there.
Oh boy,
Oh, I guess
That's called a 6th-round pick.
I feel like that's on purpose.
Oh, I know. I'm with
Absolutely,
your
that's on
fantasy.
purpose.
That's my best.
Oh, I got a worse.
Hey, we'll see.
Oh my
We'll
God,
see.
I got a worse.
Did you blow that fantasy game?
Yes,
How'd you blow it?
I have a worse. I stopped looking at the game. I was up 70 points on my opponent for the week, and it was like 255 to 190. His last 2 players he had to finish were Brock Purdy and CeeDee Lamb. Brock Purdy had 40 point something points, and CeeDee Lamb had 41 points. He won by 0.20. So
That's
on
tough.
top of the Hail Mary
That's
miracle,
tough.
I lost by 0.20.
Somebody-
That stinks. I forgot about that.
Somebody sent me a screenshot of theirs. The Jaden Daniels game winner is how they lost the games, and they also Bears fans.
Bro.
That's how they lost their fantasy game. What a bad double beat. My best of the weekend is dog. The football that led into the Bears game. If you were watching NFL Red Zone, oh
What?
my God!
Oh,
ladies
you
and
talking about
gentlemen.
all the games? Yeah.
All
I
the
thought you meant
games
something else.
happening.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sitting there watching
Yeah.
nonstop football, waiting for the
No
game
doubt.
to come
Yeah.
up. You got Packers comeback, which I hated, but you got Jacksonville going down and getting a big play up. Malik Willis the other way, touchdown. Oh my God, what do we got going on here? And then we go to
Arizona.
the Arizona game. Arizona finishing out the day. So, dog, there was so much good football yesterday.
Agree.
As a NFL fan as a whole, because I know we talk just a ton of Bears, but as a NFL fan as a whole, I was in love with football yesterday.
Agreed.
I mean, it was literally every single game down to the wire. And that's all you have. Cowboys 49ers last night I thought was a good game. Cowboys making it interesting late. I thought Chiefs Raiders going down to the wire a little bit with the Raiders trying to make a comeback there.
27-20.
Falcons Buccaneers going down to the wire. Titans Lions did not go down to the wire.
No, it did not.
Anthony Richardson coming back and making a late drive.
Hello.
With those points hurt a little bit.
Oh my God! Hold on a
for
second.
fantasy purposes,
Hold on a
for
second.
fantasy,
Wait a minute. He's the worst quarterback ever.
Oh,
He took himself out the game saying, "I need a breather." Never.
Never. Yeah.
Oh, he took himself
He
out because he
took
was tired.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, you got to
Yeah.
you got to man up.
Yeah, that's the worst.
The offensive lineman said, "Hey, I blocked for you the whole entire game. I don't get to take a play off when I'm tired. You do not, as the quarterback leader
Now
of
you
the
got to take
team,
your line out for
get
dinner.
to take
Yeah, that was the worst.
a play off.
That's horrible. That's
Horrible.
horrible.
Yeah,
That's horrible.
that was
Wow.
I said this. What's worse? Drafting Bryce Young over CJ Stroud or taking Anthony Richardson at all?
I don't know why they took that dude.
Because he can throw the
You
ball
see the
80
talent.
yards in the air.
I mean,
He
he-
did not deserve
I
it.
did not. You know what he looks like? Exactly what he looked like in Florida. He does not look different.
Yeah,
I mean,
He looks like the quarterback that he was at Florida.
He in Florida, he got enough attention to look good enough to get drafted.
Because he's fast and he
He's
can catch the ball at
somebody
80 yards.
Hey, that's called somebody being a sucker.
But it's
That's
also
what
about
that is.
developing a guy
That's
like
called,
that.
that's called somebody being a sucker.
He was
That's
a
what that
prospect.
is.
He beat us.
I couldn't believe.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he beat
That
us.
was
I
so
can't even be
trash.
mad.
Didn't he have negative passing
Man, that
yards?
man
Yeah.
was terrible
Yeah.
versus us.
Jonathan Taylor
That
killed
was
us, but
terrible
he,
versus us.
Yeah, but he had nothing.
he ran through us when he needed to run, though.
He sucked.
Nah, that mess was terrible. But I thought it was great. I thought it was great from
Yeah, good football.
great football. That was my best of the weekend. I love football. So that's why it's so funny. Like you go through these horrible moments, but then like I literally went home last night and I was amped because I'm irritated from doing the post game show. Then I just turned on the Bears game again. I rewatched. I'm like, this sucks. Then I watched the rest of the league and I'm just like, okay, football's cool. I love football.
Man, I feel for you having to watch the Bears game over.
It's called a job.
I understand.
It's called doing my
I
job.
mean, when it's like that, though, man.
The worst is when
it's
you're
gotta
watching
suck.
the all 22 and you got to slow it. For me, I always slow it down to like quarter speed.
Yeah.
So then it's just like,
Here's the time when he's looking this way and he should have thrown
really
that way.
terribly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the worst. That's the worst.
Jesus.
Appreciate y'all for tuning in, showing love. Oh, did you have a best, C-Dub? Did you have a best? Did you get a best in there?
Nothing.
All right, cool. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to we got to prepare better for these segments. Leave that 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. For the super producer, Joel Holt, Mr. Meaty, who's leaning out of the screen himself, who hates meatballs. Very interesting.
I hate him.
Superman C-Dub, and of course, Mr. Drew Better, you know better, you do better. Who better? Nobody, bro. It's your boy Pat, the designer, back at it again. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Bear down. One love. Are the Bulls winning? Peace. Long as Zach Edey doesn't.
Let's see. Long as Zach Edey doesn't score.
Long as Zach Edey.
That's all we care about. Let's see.
I love that it is a we now. Like Jordan's getting in on this state.
Yeah, you know that right.
I'm not
Yeah,
splitting my
Joel.
steak.
It's gonna be like
Steak all around,
You're gonna be Stigman
Joe gonna take you out of Fogo de Chao.
69
What's that?
right now.
Ooh, Fogo de Chao for a steak dinner don't sound bad. We are down 23 to
That
12.
ain't bad.
Hey, you must have a quicker.
Zach Edey, 1 for 3. Like
Hello. It's 6. Oh, never mind.